Thank you so much, Jose, and yet again another TI summit which brings the global partners, local enablers, Karnataka ecosystem enablers together in one room. And each year we see the presence much more prominent, much more strategic, and taking our way to sustainability. So yeah, the next panel is very, very important and relevant. And thanks to Jose, you bring aerospace sector, you bring manufacturing sector, you bring sustainability, you bring renewable everything under one roof. So now what we are talking about, energy sector. So every time the world's source of energy changes, the balance of power shifts. And that's not just history, it's happening right now. From coal to clean energy, from dependence to innovation, the energy transition is reshaping global influence. When we speak about global context, the world has pledged at COP28 to triple renewable capacity to 11,000 gigawatts by 2030, and hence clean energy investment must rise from $2.1 trillion today to $5 trillion annually this decade. Already 30 million people are employed in renewables, proof that the green transition is an economic revolution and not just an environmental one. So the energy transition is not only a climate imperative, it's an economic transformation. Coming from the global to German state of North Rhine-Westphalia, and thank you, Jose, for introducing us already. So Germany's economic engine is undergoing a massive green transformation, and renewable already make up to 27% of NRW electricity mix. NRW now leads German states in new onshore wind license. And now from NRW, speaking about India's momentum, India target 500 gigawatt of non-fossil capacity by 2030. Renewable energy already account for over 46% of India's total installed capacity. And Karnataka leads from the front with 23 gigawatt or maybe more of renewable power, making it India's top state for solar and wind adoption. And on some days, sir, maybe I hope that Karnataka will meet over 80% of its demand from renewable under the leadership of our next speaker. So today, as we discuss the energy transition and global partnership, for our next speaker, I want to give a little brief. So Mr. Gaurav Gupta, so I'll not give him credit only for the energy. I have a long relationship with him, starting when I was in the consulate. I wanted to share one anecdote that time he was heading Commerce and Industry Department. We have almost 250 German companies in Karnataka. And that interaction started on one round table where we had the pain points from the German industry. And he had one meeting, and I must tell you, after that meeting, the things were aligned and everything moves forward and contributing to the economy of Karnataka. So that was one thing. Then he took the new role, which was the BBMP mayor. That time also, lots of the things, lots of the new trends and changes came into Karnataka ecosystem. And now, Mr. Gaurav Gupta is a driving force behind Karnataka's clean energy transformation and industrial modernization. His leadership has guided the state forward, a future where economic growth and environmental responsibility go hand in hand, and truly making Karnataka a model for sustainable innovation. So with big round of applause, I would like to welcome Mr. Gaurav Gupta, Additional Chief Secretary, Energy and Water Resources on the stage. I think you need much more energy to welcome him on the stage along with me. Sir, I think first let me admit, I'm a bit nervous, confused, sitting in front of you and asking you questions, but we expect that knowledge from your expertise, and which should, benefit the audience which is here. So first of all, from my side, from NRW side, from the TR Summit side, a warm welcome to you, and we thank you for giving your time and effort and your experience, sharing your experience with me. So sir, let me start directly with the first question, And the panel today is Energy Transition in a Connected World, Collaboration, Storage, and Sustainable Future. So let me start with Karnataka only, sir. Karnataka, as I mentioned, has been a front runner in renewable energy capacity, particularly in solar and wind. So how is state now focusing on energy storage, grid modernization, flexibility solution to manage variable generation? And could you also share state's key priorities and strategic vision for driving the energy transition and sustainability under your leadership? Would you like to share your thoughts?
Yes, very good morning all, and very good morning, Ambika. It's very nice to be with you and with all the participants here. And I wish the India Investment Advantage Summit great success. I'm told it has been going on for last 2-3 years. Nice of you to ask the question on the energy part of it. Karnataka is a part of India, and India has committed very aggressively to have 500 gigawatt of power, renewable power additionally by 2030. And we are on course with that. There have been regular reviews at the national level as well, which includes, say, for example, 500 gigawatt will typically include about 350 gigawatt of solar and 100 gigawatt of wind and some other sources. Insofar as Karnataka is concerned, Karnataka embarked on all of this even before the international commitments came into place, even before the India commitments to the COP summits, etc., came into place. We had our renewable policies laid out way back, almost 10-15 years back, and earliest of the windmills would have come almost 20 years back. But what we have done is we have ensured more and more investment through the private sector particularly in the state grid, as well as we are producing a lot of energy for the national grid. So in the state grid, we have close to 24 gigawatt of renewables out of a total of 35 gigawatt. So that means almost 60 to 70% of the energy is from the renewable sources. By that I add hydro in that. So basically the hydro, wind and solar comes to almost 70% of the installed capacity. In terms of energy generation, because as we know the renewable energy is intermittent, so in terms of energy consumption, the consumption wise we are almost 40%. You mentioned the figure of 27% for
It's increased now.
NRW. So we are ahead. We are ahead of number of other states, and as you said rightly, in some of the days the renewable production is very high, and it goes up to even 80% as well. So in some days when we have low wind, solar remains, low wind and high consumption. In that case, we have to double up on the thermal and other options. But we are working very aggressively to see that we have the grid modernization, because one of the very important part of renewables is you should be able to extricate or extract energy. So that is one of the big limitations, and we have seen it in Australia, we have seen it in Japan and Tokyo recently in a visit, and also in other places. Evacuation of power, and the second thing is storage. The storage is also a big issue, because unless we have storage, we cannot harness energy. Sun will shine whenever it wants to, and wind will blow whenever it wants to, but we should be able to harness them and use them productively. And for that we require battery storage, for that we require pumped storage, both of which are very aggressively being pursued. We have a resource adequacy plan by which in the next 5 years or so, we will add almost another 17 gigawatt of renewables, and another 17 gigawatt in the forthcoming 5 years till 2035. So parallel to that, we have the other modes also. Thermal also we will require some more. We will also require this. Overall speaking, Karnataka is one of the fastest growing states in the country, and so therefore we want to be absolutely energy secure.
Thank you so much. I think as I thought, since you are sitting at the helm, all the plans are already in action, whether it's wind, solar, or the renewable sector. I think you already have a plan, and we are very blessed to have you in the Karnataka helm, actually. So, sir, next question, as you already mentioned, right, the industry and intermediates. So, Karnataka continues to experience rapid industrial growth and urbanization. So, one side, the industry, the urbanization, making energy planning increasingly complex. So, how does the government balance these development priorities with its sustainability and clean energy goals? Additionally, how is state addressing the intermittency and reliability challenges as renewable penetration grows? Because one side we see we want investments, we want the region should grow, and then other side we have, challenges with the energy storage, energy regeneration. So what do you say about that?
Yeah. So as a consumer, as an industry, you should never have to bother about power. That is the one basic premise. And all this balancing part of it, you should leave it to us.
Yeah, sure.
That is the thing. And the utility operators and the generators are supposed to be doing that job. So that's all good. But what we have also permitted is that for the industry and the major consumers to have open access. Open access ensures that you can have a captive power plant, you can have captive wind energy or captive solar energy plant, and that will give you cheaper power. You can just run your energy through the wires. Also, there is a good system of banking which is possible. So if you don't have, say for example, if you have solar energy, you can draw from the grid in the night time also. It's not that you have to put the storage yourself. But increasingly, as more and more of the grid is turning into renewables, we are facing the challenges for that. Now we are about to insist on certain storage for the solar plants particularly, because solar is far more intermittent as compared to wind. So that, I think, is working well. A lot of, like for example, Bangalore International Airport says that we are totally green, and they have taken up number of plants. So likewise, number of major companies are going into open access and all that. Second thing is, we require data centers, and Karnataka will see data centers, knowing that it is the IT hub of the country. The data centers, the AI related infrastructure will require a lot of power. And this power will come from the grid, from the state supported, or else they can go in open access. But for all of that, we require transmission upgradation. So we are working very aggressively on right now our transmission network is based on 400 kilovolt system, and we have now planned to take up 765 kilovolt system, which will enable us far more power evacuation from the generating areas, renewable generating areas of Koppal, Gadag, etc., and bring it to the consumption center around Bangalore. In particular, around Bangalore, because we have seen it from various perspectives around the airport or places like that. Since we have a lot of industrial growth and new centers are coming up, Foxconn, for example, came up with a very big center right now. So we need to also ensure water availability.
Yes.
And power availability, and that's a very, very critical part. We need to work, because gestation periods are high, 3 to 4 years to 5 years. So we have worked on a plan. Plans are all done. We are working on how to execute them, and this is very critical if we need to step it up to another level. But we are all geared up for that. You don't have to worry about all of this. There are people working on various fronts, and I'm sure that whether it is reliability or whether it is dependence on power, there should not be any problem at all.
So that you mean that economic growth investment should come to Karnataka, and the rest assure that you will be making a smooth plan and transition for them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that's the message for all the global players here.
Absolutely.
Great. So now maybe I'll head to the last question, which is very important, sir, because you see there are global players around actually from various geographies here. So global collaboration is the key enabler of the energy transition. How open is Karnataka to international partnerships and technology collaboration in the renewable energy sector? While energy storage remains a key challenge, as you already mentioned, what opportunity do you see for Karnataka to emerge as a hub for innovation, manufacturing, global cooperation in this area? And if you could, share some example. And there are certain, the representatives from the ministry, from the consulate. So are you open for the global cooperation and collaboration?
Absolutely. And Karnataka has always been open to global cooperation. We are a state known, and we should always be perceived as a gateway to any new international partnerships in any field whatsoever, whether it is aerospace, I'm sure that people are going to talk about it, or whether it is IT, or whether it's biotech or anything else. So here also, we have seen a lot of manufacturing in this sector. Say, for example, for solar and wind, we have seen Suzlon, Siemens, ZF Wind Power, Flender, Nordex, number of companies that have been working here to manufacture things. It may be blades, it may be the control systems, it may be the different components of the wind systems or solar systems and inverters and number of other things. So a lot of research is also going on. I remember Delta Electronics, which is a Taiwanese company, is also working on this field. There are a number of global capability centers that have been set up, and while they are working on IT offshoring kind of things, but also they are working on this kind of, I'm told of companies like Vestas, Envision, and GE Vernova, who are managing the predictive analytics, control systems, and AI-based O&M solutions from Karnataka. So this is about the companies that are working on it, and together with that we have international partnerships like GIZ, Germany. We are working on Indo-German Green Skills Program. We are working with World Bank and KfW on the Green Energy Corridor. We are also working with New South Wales University to establish a clean energy incubation center. We are also working with Indian Institute of Management and Indian Institute of Science so as to develop the skills requirement and the management perspectives. So we are open to partnerships and collaborations worldwide. I'm sure that there are, I don't know whether Denmark is also working with us on various issues. Denmark is said to be the leader in the wind energy space. So there are plentiful of opportunity as we come into energy storage, for example. Energy storage is yet to take up. Just like solar prices have fallen, energy storage prices have to fall. When it falls, in that case, anybody can store power, and that will make it easier for renewable adoption to happen. So that has to happen. And we are also looking to pumped storage collaborations in Europe and other places where these kind of plants exist. And we are in the formative years. We have to establish more and more. So we look forward to more.
So I think, sir, it's a clear kind of directions for the global player. Also, we recently met Center of Excellence also. So there is lots to be bring into the collaboration. As you should also be ready to, to meet the global players or to visit them as well, because that will increase kind of chances or the opportunities to bring India, I would say not only Karnataka, India and the global players together and work together in the energy sector. So I think that is it from our side, and thank you so much for your time, and I hope that we're speaking in the megawatt, gigawatt, so every megawatt of clean energy brings us closer to a climate safe and energy secure future. With that, thank you so much, sir, for giving us the time and sharing your valuable insights.
Thank you. Look forward to listening from you. Thank you.
Sir.